Darkness had always been Artie's refuge, a prison and a sanctuary all at once. It all began when Sam Bricker, his stepfather, a severe and violent man, brutally slammed the closet door shut, locking the boy inside as punishment for his small mischiefs. In that suffocating gloom, amidst muffled sobs and palpable fear, Artie realized he was not alone. An ancient, patient presence had been waiting in the darkness. At first, he felt terror, then curiosity, and finally, relief in finding someone willing to listen. Sam Bricker ran a modest butcher shop, a family business he utterly despised. His bitterness had molded him into a frustrated man, incapable of tolerating even the slightest trace of joy or defiance in Artie. Lily, the boy's mother, watched helplessly as her husband's rage slowly chipped away at her son's innocence. She tried to protect him, but she always ended up backing down in the face of Sam's threats. Each time Artie was locked in the closet, he inched closer to the entity he called Hosier. At first, both Lily and Sam dismissed it as a child's fantasy, convinced he was only seeking attention. But with every punishment, Artie whispered into the darkness, and Hosier listened. First, there were soft, comforting words, gentle promises that everything would be all right. Then, the entity began to listen more attentively to stories of unjust punishments, of tears and fear, and its silent anger grew. One particularly dark day, Sam came home in a foul mood. Enraged over a trivial act of disobedience, he violently threw Artie into the closet. This time, Artie didn't cry. His eyes gleamed strangely as the door slammed shut. Sam thought he heard a muffled laugh from inside, but he brushed it off as his imagination. Days later, strange occurrences began to disturb the household. Unexplained noises, furtive movements in the shadows, small objects vanishing mysteriously. Sam's butcher shop became the scene of inexplicable accidents, knives slipping dangerously close to his hands, sudden falls, and an unnerving sensation of being watched at all times. Sam's paranoia grew by the day, and each minor incident fueled his fury against Artie. One afternoon, while operating the meat grinder, something violently shoved his hand toward the sharp blades. His agonized scream reverberated through the entire building, alerting Lily, who found Sam trembling and pale, cursing under his breath. In desperation, Sam resolved to punish Artie one last time, determined to teach him a definitive lesson. He violently flung open the closet door to drag the boy out, but what he found inside was impossible. A void of absolute, menacing darkness surged forward, swallowing him whole. His screams were brief, drowned out by the deafening roar of the meat grinder in the butcher shop. Lily, alarmed by the sound of machinery running, rushed to the shop only to witness a gruesome sight. The grinder was operating on its own, pouring ground meat into a grotesque heap on the cold floor. Artie stood beside it, watching the scene with a disturbingly serene expression. When his mother asked what had happened, Artie simply replied in a calm voice that Hosier had taken care of everything. From that terrifying night on, Artie was never locked up again. Too late, Lily realized her son had never lied about the presence lurking in the dark. Now, in the silence of their empty apartment, Artie could clearly hear the satisfied whispers of his true friend, an entity that waited patiently, always ready to protect him in the shadows.
If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.